Shalom. I want to start off by saying Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham Rekakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us his truth and who rule well. Peace and citations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Kotas Abzayan from the GMS Holland branch, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Yahushai with another lesson, with another video, and Lord willing, this video is edifying. So before you, I have this, what you see here is an article, and it reads, it's from news.yahoo.com, and it reads, Russia stops sharing missile test info with US, opens drills. And it's from the March 22nd, 29th of 2023. Russia will no longer give the U.S. advance notice about its missile tests, a senior Moscow diplomat said Wednesday, as its military deployed mobile launchers in Siberia in a show of the country's massive nuclear capability amid fighting in Ukraine. Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Rybkov said in the remarks carried by Russian news agencies that Moscow has halted all information exchanges with Washington after previously suspending its participation in the last remaining nuclear arms pact with the US. So, see, tensions are rising because America, the US, which is Babylon the Great, they can't keep their word, you know. They go around fucking everybody over, and the nations are going to get mad. Russia is getting mad. Along with the data about the current state of the country's nuclear forces routinely released every 6 months in compliance with the treaty, the parties also have exchanged advance warnings about test launches. Such notices have been essential element of strategic stability for decades, allowing Russia and the United States to correctly interpret each other's move and make sure that neither country mistakes a test launch for a missile attack. The termination of missile test warnings marks yet another attempt by Moscow to discourage the West from ramping up its support for Ukraine by pointing to Russia's massive nuclear arsenal. In recent days, President Vladimir Putin announced the deployment of tactical nuclear weapons to the territory of Moscow's ally, Belarus. See, so things are not looking so good, man. So Russia doesn't want to make known to the U.S. when they are testing their missiles. So this can bring confusion. This might look like to America, to the U.S., that just Russia is going to attack them, you know. So this can make a hostile situation pop up, you see. Let me read this one. Last month, Putin suspended the New START treaty, saying Russia can't accept U.S. inspections of its nuclear sites under the agreement at a time when Washington and its NATO allies have openly declared Moscow's defeat in Ukraine as their goal. Yeah, man, Putin ain't playing. Because like the scripture says, you have America and NATO, you know? NATO, which is the beast, which is the EU, you know? EU and the NATO combined, they are the beast. And Washington, which represents America, she is the harlot that sits upon the beast. So those two, they're a dangerous combination to Russia, you know. So now, let me read it again. Moscow emphasized that it wasn't withdrawing from the pact altogether and would continue to respect the caps on nuclear weapons, the treaty said. The foreign ministry initially said Moscow would keep notifying the US about planned test launches of its ballistic missiles, but uh, Ryabkov's statement reflects an abrupt change of course. There will be no notifications at all, he said, in remarks reported by Russians news agencies when asked if Moscow would also stop issuing notices about planned missile tests. All notifications, all kinds of notifications, all activities under the treaty will be suspended and will not be conducted regardless of what position the US may take. So things, people are not keeping the treaty. Things are ramping up. Things are heating up, you know. And World War III is around the corner, man. Because this world war is not going to be fought with guns and with, like in the ancient times with swords and with horses. No, man. It's going to be a fuel of fire, like the scripture says. Oh. This is Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So that represents that, back in the day, you would hear a lot of confused noise when you're on the battlefield. People stabbing each other, shooting each other, people fighting with each other, horses, people on horseback, spears and swords and everything, But this new war is going to be with a fuel of fire, which are these nuclear weapons, Most High said he created the smith to destroy, And he brings forth the weapons of his indignation, which the weapons of the Most High's indignation now are these nuclear missiles. Let's go to Zechariah 9. Verse 14, and it reads, and the Lord shall be seen over them, and his arrow shall go forth as the lightning, and the Lord Yahweh shall blow the trumpet, and shall go with whirlwinds of the south. And these arrows, they represent the missiles and the lasers that are going to come from these chariots. When World War III pops off, when these nuclear missiles pop off, that's when these chariots also are going to bring forth their destruction, their judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. They're going to fulfill that task that they have to do. The Most High is going to send them together with the missiles to destroy America, to completely lay that place desolate. You see, that's what these whirlwinds represents. The whirlwinds are the chariots, and the arrows are the missiles. You see? Verse 15. And the power of hosts shall defend them, and they shall devour and subdue with sling stones, and they shall drink and make a noise as through wine, and they shall be filled like bowls, and as the corners of the altar. So these slingshots that are being mentioned, they are the missiles and the lasers. You see? And also these chariots, they shall defend the Israelites. They are going to defend the elect. They are going to take them out of the equation so that the Most High can bring forth his wrath upon Babylon the Great, which is America. You see? And they shall drink. They shall drink just like how you drink wine, for example. Just like how in Isaiah 63 it says this. Isaiah 63, verse 2. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like them that tread in the wine fat. You see? So when Yahushua is also going to come with these nuclear missiles, he's going to be in the midst of that fire, also bringing for the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You see? So his garments are going to be rolled in blood, just like how somebody that's slaughtering the wine fat. You know, when you have all these grapes in a bucket, and then you're going to trample it. You know, it's also going to represent the blood of the grape on the garment of Yahushua. It represents the physical slaughtering that he's going to do in America. You know? So going back to Zechariah 9, where it says, and they shall drink the wine fat, they shall drink the wine, you know? And make noise as through wine, and they shall be filled like bowls, and as the corners of the altars. And these bowls, it says, and as the corners of the altars. So the bowls that were at the corners of the altars, what did they do? The bulls had to catch the blood of the animal that's being sacrificed. And like we are going into again, America, there's going to be a slaughter, a great slaughter there. And that slaughter represents that sacrifice that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has. Isaiah 34. Verse 6. And it reads, the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood, which that sword represents these missiles. It's filled with blood. It's made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. And Yahweh had a sacrifice in Basra, which Basra is a representation of an Edomite-ruled kingdom that shall be in the end days. And that's where we're living in right now, the Edomite-ruled kingdom, which the Edomite is a so-called white man. His biblical name is Edom. That's why we call them the Edomites, the people of Edom. So the Most High had a great sacrifice in Basra, a great slaughter in the land of Idumea, which Idumea is a Greek way of saying Edom. You see? So going back to Zechariah 9, when it says these bowls are like as the corners of the Tzlakia, and they shall be filled like bowls, and as the corners of the altar. These bowls were, the whole purpose of these bowls were to catch the blood of the slaughtered animals. And we just read that the Most High has a great slaughter in the land of Idumea, in the land of Basra, which is America. You see? So that's what's going to happen if these tensions keep rising up. You know, it's not if, it's going to happen. You know, but we don't know the time when it's going to happen. You know, not even the angels in heaven, not even Yahushua, which Yahushua is the person who everybody ignorantly calls Jesus, not even him. He doesn't know when this is going to happen. But when it is going to happen, there's going to be a lot of slaughtering, a lot of blood, and figuratively speaking, there's going to be so much blood, you know, that is going to be caught with these bulls, you know, because the sacrifice is going to be so big that the Most High has, for the judgment that the Most High has for America. You see? So I'm going to put this article in the description box, and you can read it. And Yeah, man. World War III is around the corner. So with that, I hope this video is edifying, and I want to say Kal Halal Yamla Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rekakodash Shalom Akim.